The most challenging aspect of trying to become medieval is definitely the headgear. As you can see, I've now got everything in place. These pins are really hard to put in, especially if they're not very sharp. And so that's a bit of a challenge. So I've taken a fair bit of time to get this look happening. So I'll just show you in the mirror. I don't know if that works. Oh, yes, so you see I've got the belt, little pocket, and my veil with the band and everything. So I'm going to show you all the parts of that to show you how to assemble this look. This is apparently 14th century approximately. Now it's quite grand to have a lovely bit of band here, I believe. I've got the veil, over veil and an under veil, and then a cap underneath to which I pin everything. These are two types of wimple pins I have here, a double wimple pin and a single wimple pin with a little coil. I don't know if you can see the detail on that, it's really rather lovely. So basically these are both wimple pins that have been seen in medieval illustrations. So they've been sourced by scholars. So I'm going to show you some of the stages of getting this look. So I've managed to take out the modern safety pin, which is here. Oh, sorry, here. And that means I've released the neck wimple, and that's another piece of fabric which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so now what I've got is my wonderful band, which is beautifully handmade by a wonderful woman who I met at Visby Medieval Week. Now I've attached this at the back. Normally you could just probably tie it. I didn't actually have quite enough length to tie it, so I used another safety pin. It's a bit naughty, but I just made sure that it didn't come undone. And then under that, we have the cap, which ties at the back for a woman. A man would have a cap that ties at the front, I believe. So if I undo that, take it off, you can see that my hair, I've cheated a bit with the hair, I have to admit. Now, what I've done is I've made two plaits. So divided my hair in the middle, back and the front, and made two plaits, and then I've just hooked them. Now, apparently a fashionable 14th century woman kept her plaits in front of her ears. So I plaited from the front of my ear, and then I've pinned it up here with a couple of bobby pins. And so they're just normal plaits tied with normal elastic, and that's cheating probably. You would have probably used a bit of string or wool in medieval times, and you would have pinned it. I'm not sure how you would have pinned it. You would have probably attached them to each other, but my hair's not quite that long. So what I'm doing is I'm just undoing, taking out the clips. So you can see I just have two plaits plaited from the front of my ears. So that is the way I did my hair. And it does take a little bit of time, so you need to set plenty of time behind if you want to dress up as a fashionable 14th century woman. So you've got your plaits with ties at the end so they don't come apart. Pin them up. Put on your cap to cover the pins. Put on your underwimple if you wish to wear one. Attach the veil to the top of your head, because an older woman, probably over 30, does not want to be seen with her hair uncovered. So you need to get some sort of cap or veil or hat, and I've chosen the veil approach. I quite like the underveil for various reasons. It's very flattering, I think. It's also keeps the heat out, the sun off your skin, or it also keeps you a bit warmer. It also hides the fact that you can see my under linen petticoat under my woolen dress, and also my woolen dress can be a bit itchy, so it's great to have a bit of lovely soft linen to put in there to stop any itchiness reaching my skin, tender skin. Anyway, that is how you create the medieval hairstyle from the 14th century. I just wanted to give you a closer look at the items that I used to create my hairstyle for the 14th century. Now, to be honest, the safety pins and the little hair clips are not of the period. However, there's two different types of wimple pins here. I think I showed you before these beautiful little spiral wimple pins, simple ones, and then these rather more sophisticated double wimple pins with a little bit of wire wrapped around them, and these are apparently authentic to the period. Somebody discovered something similar, so they know that to be true. And of course I just use pins to hold up my hair and safety pins to keep the under veil and band in place. Here's the beautiful band I mentioned. So it's just a lovely piece of tablet weave. And then we have the veil, which is a half round piece of fabric linen that's just been carefully hemmed. And the under veil is just a square piece of fabric. So that's just, it's got a hem side and smaller hem size. And here we have added a black cap from the 15th century to the medieval ensemble, and this would have probably been worn more likely with a bun rather than the plaits, so I've modified my hair to suit the cap. And that's all from my video on how to make medieval hairstyles.